have been asking me what is my current Leica setup, and I feel that now I feel comfortable with sharing what I'm using because I've had my camera for almost a year now. I bought this January of this year, 2023, and it's about to be the new year. And every time I walk around with my camera, everyone's always asking me what is the camera I'm holding and what are the accessories and things that I am using with it. And so here we are now. And so this is my Leica M6, and currently it has the TT Artisan 28mm lens, f5.6. Yes, I know people get turned off with the idea of knowing that it's only from f5.6 and beyond, but for me, honestly, I've always set my settings to f8 or f11, and if I were in a dark situation where I need more light, I just use literally my flash, the Godox Lux Junior. And for me, when I do street photography or I just shoot portraits in general with this camera, I just want what's easy and portable and lightweight, and I could just be on the go and be able to do what I need to do. And so for me, so far, this has worked for me because it's just lightweight, the lens is not too heavy, the flash is also not too clunky or chunky, it's small, and literally I have also a case. However, on the bottom here, you'll see that I had to do my own DIY cutting setup because focusing, this is the thing that I don't like about the lens. I'm just a bit annoyed when I have to focus. It's a bit of a pain. I hope that maybe in the future I could find something different, but this focus system is like bothering me so much. And then strap, I use the short strap that Joe Greer and Clever Supply created, which before was also something I was complaining about with other straps that I would attach with this camera. It would just be too low, and then it'd be hitting my stomach, and then it'd be a pain to, even though I love to use a crossbody strap and then like grab my camera and shoot, but like with this short strap, it actually isn't as uncomfortable as I thought it would be. And it's just, yeah, everything's just so lightweight that I just can't complain. And so this is literally mostly the setup I have for my Leica M6. And what are my thoughts after using this camera? For me, honestly, I really still enjoy it. I don't regret it at all. I will not sell this camera, not because of the hype. I really do enjoy the photos that I'm able to take with this camera. I'm so glad that I waited and made sure that I was able to fulfill my goal getting this camera before I turned 31. It was like I had to be 30 or below, and that was just like a milestone in my photography career, but also that I got it all in black. So overall, so far, it's just been a great experience having this camera. I honestly just can't complain about it at all, other than I have the Leica M6 Classic. And again, I've talked about this in previous videos before, but the dial, the battery that will die for the light meter if I don't put it back at bulb. And yes, I know that I don't have to wind the camera all the way, so then that could also prevent it from firing, and then maybe the battery will not die as fast. But then there's people who have shared that their battery has never died that fast, like they would have the same battery for over a year. And so for me, it's like, no, if it's ever on some other setting other than bulb, and then again, if I have it wind, it just is a pain because then my battery for the light meter dies, and then I would have to go buy a new one or just use my phone light meter, which is not the end of the world, but this is something that is, I hope maybe I could find somewhere that I could get this repaired and fixed so it could be adjusted to my liking, because it is a pain that like I have to remember what setting I was on in shutter speed in case I want to put my camera down and swap with another camera and then go back to this, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta always remind myself to put it on bulb, or else I have to remember what shutter speed I left on, things like that. With the lens, literally, it's like, again, I love that it's lightweight. I love that I could shoot wide. I don't need, like, even with a 35mm, I feel like I still have to step back a lot, and it's just not convenient for me, at least. And yeah, other than that, yeah, it is a disadvantage to not be able to go like 1.4 or something like that, or even 2 or 2.8. Again, with this camera right now, I always usually just stick to f8, f11, so it's not the end of the world. The case, some people want to let their camera get all, not messed up, but like have dents and things like that to bring character. I still like to make sure that my gear is well put together and not have scratches, so I do have the case. And then I have also the shutter button thing that you attach here just to have, you know, even more grip to fire the camera. And then with the short strap, I've spoken in a previous video, I complain about this part because it was not easy to put these covers on the strap, and I've spoken to them both, to Joe and Clever Supply, about this. But then obviously it's a choice. It's not mandatory that you have to do it, and I already have a case, so it's kind of like, why do you need double protection to worry about the metal hitting my camera? But for me, it's just sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. And then with the flash, to be honest, I don't know, I'm not the best at knowing the technical aspects of my cameras or my gear. I just know what I know, and if I need to know further, then I'll research it. So with this camera, I just literally leave it on automatic, and my output is literally always on full, and boom, I just wait for this light on the top to turn green, and then I just press the shutter button and take the photo. And you just make sure that my shutter speed is at 50, or as long as it's above 60, whereas this like thunder flash symbol is, and then I just keep it at f8 or f11. And honestly, I've never gone wrong with taking photos that way. But I know there's more of a technical way of shooting with this camera and flash. But as I've said, this is honestly how I've done it. It's not like I do anything different where I'm like looking at the measurements, which maybe I should be doing. However, I'm just being honest with you. This is how I've used my camera, and I've still gotten good results. Maybe that's just luck, but this is literally how I've been using this camera, like I said. And I just never had any other issues with it than what I've just spoken about. The other lens that I have for my Leica system is the 35mm Zeiss f2, and in the previous video with SX70, this is the lens that we pretty much use for all the footage. So it has this clean sharpness, and it just looks amazing. Whether it's photo or video, this lens is great. I'm curious to know if I got a different focal length, and I have no regrets. This lens is super amazing. Can't complain. Things that I learned along the way while owning a Leica M6 at least is that I have a spare battery door. Honestly, when I first got my Leica M6, this is the original one. This is the one, and it had scratches, and then all I had to do was just buy a new battery door, and then my whole Leica M6 looked completely brand new despite it being secondhand. And then I also own a lens cap, because sometimes I lose these like nothing, and it's important to cover your lenses. So extra spare lens cap. Batteries, again, because I always have a battery situation with my Leica M6, so I have spare batteries. And this is the lens hood in case it's a sunny day on the TT Artisan 28mm lens. And do I have anything else? I also have like a spare shutter button. that's pretty much it. I hope this helps if you first finally got your own Leica M6 and you don't necessarily have the funds to get an expensive setup. This is my setup. It wasn't that OD crazy expensive, but it works for me and maybe it might work for you. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are about what I just shared, and maybe you have some feedback that can help me in the future of my Leica journey. Other than that, it's expensive. I already know it's crucial to think of an investment, but in the long term, I feel like it's worth it. So thank you again for watching. Stay tuned till the next video. Sayonara. It's the end of the video, so don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, it will help me in the long run. Okay, bye.